That's it. Hi, Michael. So I ran Laco Insurance, lacoinsurance.com, through my SEO automatic report. You're welcome to do this yourself. And looking through it, a lot of attention was paid to setting this site up. I don't think it was done incorrectly. I don't think it was done by someone that didn't know what they were doing. And if you read through this, you'll see that, I do have a couple recommendations, but I found nothing glaringly wrong. You're missing your favicon file, but there are a few things worth checking, the things that are orange, but overall I saw nothing glaring that stood out. And I like to use this tool and others so that I can actually get a feel for what's seen without actually looking at the website. Now, when I look at the website, every area, and I have a tool installed down here. It's called SEO Moz toolbar, and it lets me real quick. I can do an analysis that'll pop up like this. I can go to page elements, and I can see that yep, you have a title, you have a description tag. You're not using keywords, H1. So the organic SEO stuff is pretty simple to look at on the fly. So I have gone through most of your menu pages, taken a quick look at the site, and everything. This one, for example, Business Auto. If you analyze it, you've got all the right things. Your title tag is actually correct. Your description tag is unique for all of these different pages. And so I started digging around, and I did find a pretty fair amount of unfinished or incomplete or coming soon stuff. One of the most egregious is from your main page. If I want to find out more about your agents, and I go to Meet Our Agents, boom, that one right there is a missing page. As I click through your site, there are a pretty fair amount of errors, some obviously some outdated information, some missing links and images. So some overall cleaning up of the site would be necessary. But then I started looking and then I actually started looking, like I looked at these tab. Well, that one's FAQ to come. Hang on, let me find one that is complete. Oh, there's some more. I under personal renters, the way these fade in and out, I wondered if perhaps there were some indexing problems, but no, the search engines actually are finding snippets of the text that's here behind the tabs, and without seeing your webmaster tools or analytics or so on, it does appear to me that the site is being well indexed. And that's where I noticed, frankly, looking at what pages were in the index, that's where I noticed really something, I guess you would say, wrong. And when you take a quick look at all of the pages that are indexed by Google for that domain name, you can see there are 96 pages overall. Many of the top pages generally, as a rule, this isn't a hard cold fact, but as a rule, Google tends to show the results from a domain in their in order of how valuable they are. And a lot of these, like this one, for example, the number 2 result here for personal insurance doesn't say Portland, doesn't say Oregon, doesn't give any inkling, and I'm guessing this is your main menu for personal insurance right up there. That's an area where the title tags could be improved upon to generate more clicks. So doing a site going through these 96 pages, you can pretty easily see which pages need the title tags beefed up, which pages need unique description tags. It's not often that on the first page, the worst mistakes or the pages come up that need the most attention. As you dig down through these pages, you see a lot more specific good title tags, but you can also see a lot of duplicated description tags as well, and those would come up as warnings in your Google Webmaster Tools account. And there are lots of tools to be able to help you go through and fix these 96 pages. There are some other things on your site. You notice when you hover over this picture, that row interlaced pops up. They took a lot of it, put a lot of attention on it. When you hover over any other menu item, any other image on the page, almost, you're getting the nice, well, not that one. You're getting a nice pop-up of what the text says. Right there, that somebody missed a spot. But more importantly, I don't think that these images give a real personal feel, and I think you would do a lot better having these graphics up high. Even though that's a nifty effect, the way they all slide together, I really like the ways those look. Or what might be even better would be to use real people, pictures of your real agents. I mean, when I go to About Us agent profiles, I would expect to see, you know, one nice long page here with at least a name and photo of everybody laid out well, if not having those people right on your homepage. Also, there's no substitute for a form that's right in the sidebar. You do have this call to action here. If this were expanded to be just a sidebar quote, I think you would probably get a lot more leads. And it really does look unfinished. You know, somebody for umbrella quote, somebody took the time to use that graphic, but didn't fill in the FAQs. I can see there you've probably got a huge laundry list of nitpicking to do page by page, not so much with the SEO as much as the finishing the website. And then finally, one of the things that's most, you know, once all your ducks in a row, you've got your site correct. You've got to embark on some sort of a link building where month after month you build links that come from multiple domains. Over the last 30 days, you know, you've managed to achieve a dozen backlinks from 8 different domains. Total, since the site was first indexed, you've got nearly 1,500. But compared to what some of the older domains have, compared to what your competition has, that's really just a drop in the bucket. I've got some competitive analysis software that I'm able to look at not only your domain, but up to 14 others that are ranking for Portland, Oregon health insurance. And I can see all kinds of information about each of these services, who's working their SEO, who's doing their social, who has the most backlinks. You can see there that you have, now this is just a certain type of measure, but still on a scale, you can see that with 110, if I sort by who has the most, you're with 110, you're near the bottom of the scale, well, in the middle actually of those 15, and the top 5 all have over 1,000 backlinks. So you're in, as I said on the phone, a pretty competitive field. And if somebody's supposed to be working on your backlinking right now, over the last month, hopefully you're not paying very much for that. I also ran a report on another service I use. You know, looking at the health insurance market in Portland isn't something I've done for quite a while. Looking at who some of the players are in this market, how much they're spending on AdWords, how much information they have on their websites. Overall, I would say that while it may not be Los Angeles or New York levels of competition, there are some people trying very, very hard to rank. Boy, you know, you've also got some bad links. Oh, that one worked. This one didn't. It came up, yeah, solid. Oh, nope, there, it's working now. Sorry. Anyway, based on what I know about the market, based on what I know about your website, the fact that it's designed in WordPress, it even looks like a theme that we've seen before that's a little bit complicated, but not impossible. It's called Thesis. My best advice to you guys would be to get all your ducks in a row, technically first on your site. Get your links built, your bad links replaced. Get the information in place. Take a look at this. Take a look at this SEO automatic report at searchcommander.com. It's even printable. You can print a copy. You'll find that an awful lot of that is just somewhat tedious and time consuming, but it's not rocket science. You can do it in your own back end. In the event that you turned around and hired a full SEO firm, what you'll find is that they're going to want to fix or have you have that stuff all fixed, which is going to eat up a lot of your initial time. If somebody wanted to begin, let's say, I mean, you can look at my rates and fees, and let's say you said, you know what, we want to hire you for SEO consultant on our site. You look at my rates. I would be telling you the same thing. I would say get your ducks in a row on your site first, then come back and bring in some more expensive SEO work or pay-per-click advertising or whatever you want. But your site is basic enough that you ought to be able to do this yourselves. In the event you can't, while we just wouldn't be a right fit for health insurance. I'm not looking for a long-term consulting gig in the insurance market. I've been there, done that. It's competitive now, but it's going to be more competitive tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And ultimately, to compete there, you really need a team bigger than a team that we could provide at Search Commander. That said, I have a really crack development staff. We certainly do things correctly as far as SEO goes, and perhaps some sort of short-term consulting thing just to get your site nailed away, so that you can then entertain a search marketing firm better. Something like that wouldn't be out of the question. In fact, I've done more than my share of consulting in the form of helping people find SEO firms they can work with. There's a certain level of accountability that internet marketing firms tend to have when they're dealing with someone who knows what they're talking about, as opposed to a lay person. Anyway, thanks again for remembering me, and don't hesitate to get in touch. Have an optimal day.